Stop number 4 on the Dr. Pepper Truck Series brings us to Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. It's here for round number 4 of this series, and set for 37 laps around this racetrack at the track to the Tame, as they call it. So, with all that said, let's get to the starting lineup for today's running of this event. And we have Team MBNA on the pole, on the front row, I should say, for today's event. As on the pole at 176 miles per hour, it is Amar Stoudemire Jr. on the pole for today's event. He'll be alongside the number 48 MBNA Chevrolet of Austin LaPlante. He's on the outside. Row 2 has Cole Baker and the number 31 Post-it Notes Dodge. And he'll be alongside Joshua Sakuli and the number 02 Team Copone Chevrolet. Row 3 has Ryan George and the number 06 Ultra Wheels Ford. Coming off the tremendous finish at the races at Rockingham and Las Vegas. He'll be alongside Jessica Shelton, the number 4 Team ASC Ford. She had a solid run at Las Vegas. Then it's Matt McIntyre should say, the number 14 Milwaukee Ford. He'll be alongside the number 98 Rebestis Ford of Griffin Lynn on the outside. Here, an excellent qualifying run for that team. Next row down has Dylan Young and the Team ASC Ford, truck number 2. He'll be alongside the number 21 Ortho Ford of Levi Shones. Next row down, a pair of Hendrick trucks in the next row. Kev Scherer, the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the number 25 Budweiser Chevrolet of Kyle Keith on the outside. Then it's Mitchell Carter, number 07 Lovable Ford. He'll be alongside the number 19 Pennzoil Ford of O'Neill Balvin on the outside. Then it's Dylan Hughes, the number 38 Channel Lock Ford, alongside Joshua Collard, the number 43 Dodge. They'll be in the next row down. The next row after that will be Zach Rogers and the number 3 GM Goodrich Chevrolet. He'll be alongside Zach Winkle, the number 44 Federated Auto Parts Ford. Then it's Chris Dodd, the number 75 Spears Manufacturing Chevrolet. Beside him, the number 94 Super 8 Motel Ford of Eric Burton is on the outside. Then it's Mike Becker, number 7 Exide Batteries Exide Batteries Ford, I should say, winner at Daytona. He'll be alongside Charles Sanford, the number 16 Papa John Chevrolet. Then it's Joshua Osborne, the number 50 Granger Ford, who finished 3rd at Rockingham. He'll be alongside the number 17 GMAC Chevrolet of Johnny Gardner on the outside. Then it's Chelsea Bull. She won at Rockingham, the Pennzoil Chevrolet, truck number 18. She'll be alongside the new driver for the number 28 Napa United Ford. It's Keith Batson on the outside.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And some games already engines this weekend's ever racing here today. The next row down actually has the number 59 Kingsford Dodge of Zachary Fitzwater, and he'll be alongside Trent Dunham and the number 1 Die Hard Chevrolet. And see the rest of the field being anchored by Dylan Thoreau and the number 29 Mopar Dodge starting in last position. Keith Batson, by the way, actually making his return to the Castrol GTX Cup Series for season 16 in the Haviland Ford truck car number 88, as we mentioned as well. What a view at Darlington Raceway! Looking at the track to the Tame from the spectator view as the green flag waves, and we are underway here for 37 laps here at Darlington. And in the lead goes Amar Stoudemire Jr., the number 20 MBNA Chevrolet. They go down the backstretch here. Cole Baker running in second position. Third is Ryan George as they go through the third and fourth turns now. Front 3 trucks have broken away. Chevy, Dodge, and Ford in the top 3 spots. And here comes Ryan George to the inside of Cole Baker, and he'll take second. And now has his sights set on Amar Stoudemire Jr. for the number 1 spot as they come out of turn number 2. And now Baker falls in the hands of Austin LaPlante, number 48. And Baker pulls ahead, number 38 and number 31 truck, and he'll fall between. And LaPlante falls back in line as they go down through the first and second turns now. Matt McIntyre will take fifth position away as Jessica Shelton goes to the high side now. As Dylan Young goes to the inside, he'll take position. Now Shelton stands losing another spot to Kev Shear in the number 24 car. 24 truck, excuse me. But Shear falling back in line, and he runs in the 8th position. Shelton running in 7th. Mitchell Carter running in 9th position. 10th is Griffin Lynn. 11th is Dylan Hughes. He came in 2nd at Daytona. Kyle Keith running in 13th position. 14th is Zach Rogers, now following in the clutches of Joshua Sakuli, who started outside of the second row, has fallen back a little bit. He's in 16th position. Or make that 14th rather. Rogers is in 13th. Sakuli's 14th. Becker's 15th. And their 16th position, that's Levi Shones ahead of Joshua Osborne and Charles Sanford. On board, Charles Sanford's truck there, looking at the back end of Joshua Osborne's machine. And just up ahead of Charles, you see a bit of a 2x2 activity here within the front of the field. And you see in the case of Charles Sanford at 178 miles an hour the last time by. As Osborne tries to go inside of Levi Shones for position, but Shones has the bike working for him going through the turn. And now Zachary Fitzwater outside of the 8 truck of DJ Curtis. There they are. There, the 75 Chris Dodd, 22 of JT Bryant, 44 of Zach Winkle is in that mix right there, as well as the Las Vegas winner Levi McIntyre in number 99 for Rockin' Wrestling Racing. And right behind him is the Rockingham winner Chelsea Bowles. And back to the leaders here, and we have a battle, and maybe a battle for the lead brewing up here, as Amar Stoudemire Jr. is now following in the clutches of the 31 of Cole Baker. And meanwhile, he's got Matt McIntyre behind, and the ASC trucks behind McIntyre, the 2 of Dylan Young and the 4 of Jessica Shelton. Young running in 4th position, Shelton moving up to 5th as she got past Ryan George, who was running 2nd for a while. And Ryan George's Ultra Wheel Special right there, that truck has been running, has gotten off to such an excellent start. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing for, some of them probably saying it's a good thing that truck didn't run Daytona. But it came out with a solid top 5 at Rockingham, and then had another top 5 at Las Vegas as well. So that 06 has been it's going to be a pretty good contender in the points, though, even though it missed a race this season. And the same can be said for the 14 truck of Matt McIntyre, even though he did run at Daytona with the 98 car. As we got a battle for the lead here. Cole Baker inside of Amar Stoudemire Jr. for the number 1 spot. This happening on lap number 11. Coming to lap 12, and Amar has the outside lane working to his advantage, and he does lead that lap by about a bumper. But Baker has that inside lane working to his advantage, and he'll take his Dodge to the number 1 spot here. McIntyre to 2nd. Shelton trying for 3rd on Stoudemire. And now you got a shuffle happening within the top 10. Stoudemire up on the high side, so is Dylan Young, so is Ryan George. The 06, and now Kev Shear goes inside of his Hendrick teammate, Kyle Keith. Riding along with Kev Shear in the 24 truck. This is usually one of Shear's best tracks here at Darlington. Wrapping right behind Dylan Young. Let's see what happens out of turn number 2, 184 miles an hour. Goes into turn 3 at 191 miles an hour. And now McIntyre wants to go for the lead. As you see right there just ahead, the red truck of McIntyre. That last time by for Shear, 175.987. And Cole Baker held off the challenge of Matt McIntyre for the time being, and now Mark Sonneberg Jr. takes third. Mitchell Carter now goes inside of Jessica Shelton for position. That's for fourth. But Jess has that high lane working to her advantage, and she'll keep the fourth position in truck number 4. And now Dylan Hughes goes the high side as Shearer now falls in behind the two of Dylan Young. Young running in 8th, Shearer running in 9th, Sekuli running in 10th position in the 0-2. And remember, we was talking about Charles Sanford and Joshua Osborne there for a minute. Well, there they are. Sanford running in the 16 truck, and now he's up in the high side lane. I should not have said anything about Charles there, I guess, but Osborne moving up to 15th position. Sanford now dropping to 17th. And I mean, while Shear has the high side, now as Joshua Sekuli dives inside in the 0-2 truck. And now Kev wants to get back inside lane on Dylan Young. Chevrolet versus Ford. Dylan Young in the 1997 Ford F-150. Shear in the 1995 Chevy Silverado. There's what it looks like up front right now here. Cole Baker out in front, number 31, as we are just past halfway. Here comes Matt McIntyre to the inside, number 14. He's got a Mark Sonneberg Jr. on the inside lane. But the outside lane has been getting the bite coming out of the 4th turn, and Baker proved that. But McIntyre's not giving up here, and he'll have to fall back in line. And meanwhile, Shelton goes the high side again, and now she loses spots to Austin LaPlante, Mitchell Carter, Cab Shear, and maybe to Joshua Sekuli as well, and maybe Dylan Young. And yep, you get caught up in a high side of Darlington, you're more than likely screwed. Such is the hard facts of running Darlington. Griffin Lynn moving up to the 10th position now in the number 98 truck. Back to the leaders is still Cole Baker out in front. Nose to tail at about 175 miles per hour around this racetrack. Dodge in first, Ford in second. In fact, Fords are second and third. The leading Chevrolet is Cab Shear in 4th position. Then another Chevy in 5th with Joshua Sekuli. Then Dylan Young in 6th position in a Ford. And then you got Ford side by side. Actually, scratch that there. Griffin Lynn breaks out of his pack as does Ryan George in a 06. And move this man whom you're on board with, Joshua Osborne, running in the, see where he's at right now in the 50 truck. He is up to the 9th position right now as he goes inside now of the 48 of Austin LaPlante. Osborne breaks out of that line. And he'll head off into turn number 1 at about 180, or turn number 3, I should say, at 189 miles an hour. That's the way it looks like for positions right here. Osborne in 9th position. 10th is Chris Dodd. 11th is Amar Stoudenberg Jr., the pole sitter. Now Dodd goes inside for the number 9 spot. Ford on the outside, Chevrolet on the inside lane. Cole Baker still holds the lead. By the way, as we go back to position, as we go back to the leaders, Matt McIntyre still has not gotten around Cole Baker. We have 12 laps to go already in this race. This race running very fast pace at Darlington at the moment. Here comes McIntyre for the lead. Matt McIntyre, number 14. Kev Shear's going to shove him in 24. And McIntyre slams the door on Cole Baker, and now Kev almost got caught in that inside lane. Mitchell Carter's about got the run on the outside of the track, but Shear does have the preferred groove. On board, Kev Shear's trucking in. For some reason, Shear always seems to run well here at Darlington. Running in that 3rd position right now, Cole Baker, who just lost the lead on the Post-it Notes Dodge. Here comes Baker back to the inside of McIntyre. You're with Shear when this happens as McIntyre to the high side of the track. Almost tags the wall. Shear goes to the inside lane. He'll go for 2nd. Wow. Some good racing here at Darlington we're having. And McIntyre's the back up a little bit. Now Mitchell Carter into 07 and that pink 07. He wants to make a run at Shear. That's the 07 Tame Joe Kurt truck that Mitchell Carter's driving. Joshua Sekuli running in the 4th position. 5th is Matt McIntyre. 6th is Ryan George. Griffin Lynn moving into 7th. Dylan Young in 8th. Battle for 9th. As Amar Stoudenberg Jr. goes by. Chris Dodd now. Kyle Keith in the 25 in the Budweiser Chevy. He'll take 10th. Well, Dodd has 10th for the time being, but and Kyle Keith will fall back in between Dodd and Osborne for position. Osborne's in 12th. 13th is LaPlante. 14th is Shelton. Battle between a couple of good buddies here. Levi McIntyre and Charles Sanford. McIntyre, the Las Vegas winner, running in. There's a battle going on for the 14th position. McIntyre has it. Sanford wants it. Sanford now has 14th in the line. And he's going to get shoved from the 3 of Zach Rogers, who now goes inside of McIntyre, and he'll blow by him. Levi came in as race the point leader after the race at Las Vegas when he won. And now Chris Dodd losing 10th position to Joshua Osborne. But right now, Cole Baker has been the dominator here in the number 31 Post-it Note Dodge. As he comes by this time by, he'll have 4 laps to go here at Darlington. Taking to the field for the last time there. Emmanuel Hartnett back there. Chelsea Bowles back there. Trent Dunham, who has not had a good start to the season so far. Dylan Thoreau, Joshua Collard, Seth Cole back there. Chris Dallerton in the 86. Jerry Guerrero in 60. DJ Curtis, Keith Bassett, as Dallerton gets off the wall a little bit in the 86 truck. Eric Burton, who's had a solid start to the season so far, running in 30th position. Not a good run for the number 94 team. Kyle Matthews back there in the 27th position in the 5 truck. He had a bad outing at Las Vegas, which dropped him back a bunch into points. And meantime, Mitchell Carter's now knocked out of the picture here, as we now have 2 laps to go here. Cole Baker now trying to hold off the 0-2 of Joshua Sakuli. These two now will be the white flag, this time by Ryan George on the outside of Cab Shearer. For position, Dylan Young taking 5th at the moment, but Cole Baker will receive the white flag this time by. But he's got it. But can he hold off the challenge of Joshua Sakuli in the 0-2? He does not appear to be close enough to make a charge at the moment. It's been tricky to pass at Darlington, as we've seen earlier on. Sakuli trying to close in, but I don't think he's got enough. And that number 02 truck rounding through the third and fourth turns now. The number 31 posted Microtel Dodge of Cole Baker will win here at Darlington. As here, Cole Baker, truck number 31, tames the track to Tough to Tame. As he makes it. 3 different winners in the first 3 races, and we got a tangle here to the third and fourth turns now. And it's Joshua Osborne and Jessica Shelton that has tangled. Let's take a look as to what happened there. Actually, apparently at first it might have been, let's see, Shelton goes inside. She hits Austin LaPlante first, and then she tries to slow down, keeps from rear-ending Osborne, and Osborne goes around. Whew! Chris Dodd did a good job missing Joshua's truck. Well, anyway, caution pre-race at Darlington, that hardly even happens, seems like. Average speed of this race, 172.549. Cole Baker's your winner. Joshua Sakuli running in 2nd position. 3rd is Cab Shearer. 4th will go to Ryan George. An impressive run for him so far in this season. Cole Baker did come in pretty good in the points chase. He came in this race 8th in the standings, so this should move him up a bunch. And Sakuli came in this race 21st in the points, so that's going to move him up a bunch as well. Ryan George finishes 4th, Dylan Young 5th, Amar Stoudemire Jr., the pole sitter, comes home 6th. 7th was Griffin Lynn. Mitchell Carter dropped to 8th. Kyle Keith 9th. Joshua Osborne ended up in 10th. 11th was Austin LaPlante. Jessica Shelton 12th. 13th, Chris Dodd. Matt McIntyre 14th. Charles Sanford 15th. 16th, Levi McIntyre. 17th, Mike Becker. Dylan Hughes, Zach Rogers, and Johnny Gardner, the top 20 in this event. And on down to O'Neal Balvin in the 28th position, and some big names down there too. Marty Johnson 21st, Kyle Matthews, so disappointing for him, 26th. Zachary Fitzwater 27th in this race. Eric Burton, who had a solid start to the season, he came in this race 6th in the standings. He ends up finishing in 29th. So they missed the setup a little bit on the Burton truck. Keith Batson's debut ride with the 30 truck runs in 28 truck finishes 30th. Then Joshua Collard 33rd. He came in this race 2nd in the standings, so Levi McIntyre should extend his lead on Collard in the point chase. It's a little early to be talking about points, but every point you gain goes a long way for the championship. And for some drivers, the disappointing start to the season continues there. Chris Dollerton 36th. He came in this race 34th in the standings. Trent Dunham, who was last in the points, he ends up 38th. So some of the big names having trouble this season. Seth Colin's, unfortunately for him, dead last in the field in the 52 trucks. So some surprises, needless to say, this kick off this season in the Dr. Pepper Truck Series. But the day belongs to Cole Baker as he takes home his first ever Darlington victory in the number 31 Posted Nose Dodge. The first, I believe, this season for the Dodge camp, as we've so far have had 2 wins for Ford, 1 from Chevrolet, and now 1 from Dodge this season. So Cole Baker wins here today at Darlington. The next stop on the tour will be at Martinsville Speedway. And for now on, this is James Claus. This has been a production of the NRSL.